So, you've caught yourself at a drift night event at K1 speed like I did, and you're wondering, how do I become a better drifter at rental karting? And what do I do? Well, let's teach you exactly how to become better at rental kart drifting. Hey guys, I'm Armin Cap. Welcome to another video, and today we're at the Anaheim location at K1 Speed, and it's a drift night event. It only happens 4 times a year, so I mean, always gotta make out the time for it, regardless. It's fun. But now, let me explain to you guys what I'm doing today. Instead of me just being the D1 shit talker that I am, I'm going to be uploading a little informational video on how one can become a better rental kart drifter, given that your local go-karting place does this. Unlike me spinning out over here, you guys using these tips would probably do better than me. But less of me talking about the intro, and more of me getting into the 3 main steps to get better at rental kart drifting, given that they give this at your local rental karting location. However though, K1 Speed only decides 4 times a year. I don't know why, they should do it more. They make real good damn money off of this. But apart from me giving business ideas to K1 Speed and what they should do and what they shouldn't do, let me talk about a couple things that you guys can learn. So, there's a couple different ways you could start a drift. But now, let me tell you one thing. If you guys already kind of don't know, there's no e-brake on a go-kart, unless you have like a shifter or some shit, or you're making your own kart that is meant for drifting. But you could do the Scandinavian flick, which is just a little quick left to right, and immediately start that drift. Weight transfer braking, which means to apply the brakes and before a corner and shift the weight towards the front, reducing your grip in the rear so you can slide out. Or a power slide, which I kind of do most of the times, but fuck up over here evidently because I'm too slow and I'm steering a little bit too hard. But now that you've got some different ways to initiate a drift, let's get into actual key points to becoming a better drifter at rental karting whenever they give the option to drift. Step 1 is understand the boundaries of the kart and how much it can handle and how much it can't handle. So if you hadn't already remembered, I messed up this corner before, and I'll put it up on display over here real quick.
Your ass!
But basically what had happened there was I kind of got a little bit too greedy and didn't really understand exactly how the corner was. And that's kind of what I mean by understanding how much the kart can handle and its boundaries, because to understand its boundaries and how much it can handle means that you will know when the kart will spin out, what speed you should take a certain corner, and exactly when to shift the steering wheel into a different direction so you do not spin out. And this brings me to a completely irrelevant point, but something that you should understand, which is having flow within the track. If one has flow, they will be able to take the track easily and nicely. So now we have an understanding of what it means to know the boundaries and limits of the kart. Let's get into the second point, which is to use your throttle as steering. So it sounds a little bit contradictory to say use your throttle as steering, given that I literally spun myself out over here using the steering wheel. But trust me, it'll make more sense when I break it down for you here. Seriously, no takers on that one? Come on, I thought that shit was funny as hell. But exactly when I talk about using the throttle pedal as your steering, it means to use the pedal in a manner that you can control the vehicle's direction by manipulating it with the pedal rather than using your steering wheel. I don't know if you can see in some places, but my right foot is the one that is mainly using the throttle, and if you see, I'm kind of feathering it down to just kind of control the back end of the car, which is exactly the area that is mainly spinning out. But by feathering the pedal, it allows me to hold a clean line. Besides this part where I spun out. Even though I spun out, I still have a straight shot to ride this whole wall, and I do so. So understand that sometimes you will need to use the steering wheel, not only to adjust exactly where you are going, but also the angle at which you are pointing. And if I'm being quite frank with y'all, if you guys know where your kart is angled towards, then you guys can totally make your drift look way cleaner and look way more professional than you think. Now, if I'm being honest, I really do wish I had an outer POV of exactly what was going on here, because then you guys can kind of get a better understanding of what I'm doing and what I'm explaining, but I'll try to run it through for you guys over here. So forget me kind of having to be bumped into by that guy. It happens. But let me explain to you guys going into this corner over here. I'm able to position myself going in here, getting close to where I can get myself ready for this turn, and then I ended up getting myself ready, but I got really greedy with the steering, which caused me to spin out over here. If I had not gotten greedy with the steering, I would have been able to use my throttle as my steering instead and get myself through a little nice transition over here, which in retrospect, it would have allowed me to prepare myself for this turn and this turn, as well as the third turn going in, but I still got it either way, still made it look clean. Psych, I'm lying, I spun out. But basically, I did have the angle correct, it's just I was getting really greedy. That's it. And to be quite frank with you guys, I won't lie, I am a really big greedy son of a gun. But I always try to tell myself that I should never get too greedy with my drifts. And if you guys kind of haven't gotten the memo yet, the third and last point is never get greedy with your drifts whatsoever. So exactly what do I mean by never get greedy with your drifts? What I'm trying to say here is that by being greedy with your drifts, it will increase your risk to spin out and lose control of car, or in this given case, said given go-kart. But some key points to really highlight when being greedy with drifting is, obviously I said, increased risks of spin. Like over here, I was getting really greedy trying to get a drift happen, and, I spun out because I was a little bit too greedy. And if I'm being honest with you, if you really go back and look at it, you see me kind of slam the throttle thinking that, oh, I'm going to be able to hold it. No, that was not the right thing to do. Same thing with over here too. I tried to hold down the throttle thinking I was going to be able to chain this all around and go into here quite easily, but no, that was not the case. I'm getting too greedy with my drifts. And it's pretty simple. If you remember, I kind of said to myself over here that this is a corner I always mess up, but I got in a clean tap and I was almost able to chain it over here, but I wasn't feathering the throttle like I said in step 2, to use the throttle as your steering. But as the greedy son of a gun I am, passing my friend, I try to show off, but in result, I spin out. And in Caprington fashion, after the checker flag gets waved, I like to spin out a lot, because I don't know why, it's just my favorite thing to do. Even though spinning out is quite my favorite thing to do possibly in rental karting, I will have to leave it off over here. But hopefully with these 3 steps you can improve your rental karting drifting experience. Say your local go-karting track does offer drift carts to drift whenever they have the option. But I truly hope you guys did like this video. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon just so you guys get notified for whenever I drop karting content every week. But if you did truly make it this far in the video, comment one of your scariest or your best drifting stories you have. Could be rental karting at K1 Speed or just in general. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it.